Howdy everybody, welcome to Crypto Consciousness YouTube channel. Here we are on another Monday morning when the markets are resetting for the week ahead and we are closing off the week behind us. If we have a look at the Bitcoin chart, let's go straight into that, and then I've got a beautiful wildcard gem for everybody to study and potentially look at investing in at some point. Let's look first here at Bitcoin so we can know where the market's at. Have a look. We've reached a bottom in the markets that we've previously touched a few times now. We've got a double bottom there and we've pushed right off it. Then we've come back to meet that area. Now either the market makers, who are the exchanges worldwide, who hold so much money in counter trading against everybody. So if somebody takes a buy order, they must make a sell order to balance out that order. If somebody takes a sell order, they need to make a buy order for it. So right now, we're at a very critical point in time. And you can see there just in the chart that if somebody was to consider buying here, it may not be such a bad idea, only because we can see that we've retraced 50% of the previous top of our all-time high, which generally is a good time to start considering buying. What people are fearful at the moment is that the market's in a bear market and potentially is going to go down for a while. Will that happen? Nobody knows. Nobody has a crystal ball. You can only prepare yourself with TA and fundamental knowledge, meaning get researched, understand how the market works, look into what is behind the market decisions and pricing. In some cases, it is the market makers who are driving the prices. And you can see here, anyone who's been in any market sees that kind of multiplication happen within 1 year. That's a 600% return, or even more if you're looking from the exact bottom of last March. 600% plus is a huge return, so we need to have some healthy correction in the market, and we've seen that. We've seen a beautiful 50% pullback, but we know in crypto it can come back to about 80% of its previous price from its all-time high. And in saying that, we can see quite easily a $20,000, $25,000 mark, even as low as potentially $17,000 in the market. Is that going to happen? Again, nobody has a crystal ball. You can't really make that decision. You've just got to play what cards you're given. And so in this situation, we can see that we've got a good point potentially to buy. We also have a potential, let's call this a floor, whereby if we have enough pushes on that floor, it can break and crack down and give room for the market to go down further. And that's when we start to realize things of an 80% correction rather than just 50 or 60%. So if that case, you want to have buy orders down low around the $20,000, $25,000 mark. But we're not far off it. Look, we're at $32,000 US, and in reality, that's where all the institutional buying came in around here, and where you saw all the billionaires starting to announce that they were buying up big. And so when we do look at the market on a fundamental level, we know that they decided to buy in, and they don't just buy in at any price. They look at the markets and they consider the best pricing that they can obtain. When you're dealing with billions of dollars, that can make all the difference. And so in this case here, we're looking at a pretty sensible place to buy in if it ever returns back to that place. So right now we've got a beautiful sale on, which is a bargain opportunity to buy if the worst case scenario doesn't pan out and we go much further. If that happens, will people be scared and the market will go even sideways for a lot longer? It's possible. But if it doesn't happen, and that's where you want to be playing, is let's play what cards we're given. In this case, we've got a good opportunity to buy at a really good price. That might mean if we look at the average mean line across here for Bitcoin, there's potential to bounce off it nicely, and you've still got a really healthy market. If it goes a lot further, of course, people are going to start getting scared and there'll be a lot more selling off and stops would be hit and triggered, and that's where the market makers really get their money from, is by triggering the buy longs, whoever's buying this long to hold, and then sending the market lower so that any stop losses are triggered. Now, talking about stop losses, yes, it's a safety risk. If you're buying in at 32,000, you might want to have a stop loss at let's say $29,500, or let's go just below this bottom, which is around 28,000. So I would say at $28,000, you'd stop yourself out, which means if you were to buy one full Bitcoin, your potential loss would only be $3,500. That there would be a risk management to reward. If it goes up, then your reward would be obviously rewarded. Even if it just went up 10%, you'd already make that $3,000 back if you sold out immediately. If it went up 20%, you'd make a few more thousands of dollars. So you got to really think through your strategy. If you're buying in on a position, and then what price are you happy to sell that at? So don't be greedy. Don't aim for 200,000. That's just, if it goes there, great. But there's a strategy which you can use, which is selling off a percentage of your holdings. So 50% once you reach your first target, and then another, say 25% if you reach your second target. And then if it reaches your third target, you might sell another 25%, or you would just hold that inevitably. There's many strategies. You just got to decide what you're happy with. You could do 10%, 10%, 10%, 10% at every whole number of 10,000 increments. So that's another strategy. There's so many strategies, and I won't go into them all. Just want to give you some quick ideas. So we are looking at potentially, in my opinion, a good place to buy Bitcoin and a lot of other cryptos at the moment that have been hammered down. I want to go now into a wild card, which a friend of mine and I were discussing, and we are like a mastermind group where we discuss ideas in crypto and what to invest in and what potentially panning out. Now, we came up with a narrative that there's a lot of, there's plenty, actually before I do that, check the Ethereum chart out. We saw a massive pump, then a dump of about 80%, and then we saw a long dump. That's the bear market there that we experienced. Do I think that's going to happen now? No, I don't. There's too many fundamentally strong aspects going on behind the scenes at the moment. A lot of adoption is going up. Adoption's going up like never seen before for Bitcoin, and therefore Ethereum as well. There's a lot of tokens and crypto coins that are now based on Ethereum. So if we look at this is a different temperament in this market. We look at this part where we are at now from 2021. We've seen a huge, massive pump, yes, and we've saw a massive recorrection of 50%. So again, potentially a good area to buy. Can it go to the previous top? It could. So you could be looking at $2,100 US as a previous top. But because of the hype behind what Ethereum's got going on and all the upgrades and the optimism, all these layer 2s, and there's just so much behind it, and DeFi, more money coming into it, we might not see a touch point again back below $2,300. So you could put a buy order around there. The market still is deciding where it's going, but can it potentially bounce off and continue up? Yeah, but I'd say it's more healthy, a lot more healthy for it to go sideways even for the rest of this year. But Ethereum can just explode. It has done in the past. If you go back on the charts, you think it's over, and then boom, it explodes again. It drops again. And you think it's over, and it explodes again. And you can just follow the market and just see how it does that. So anyway, back to my wildcard. Right, okay, this is it. It's called DxSALE. It's really, if you look at the charts, while everything's been crashing, this thing has just taken off, and we've gone up. So average price was about 25 cents. It hit $1 the other day. It's pulling back just at 80 cents. So we've gone up 300, 400% since the average around here. Now, I've been watching this since March, so I got in on a technical level here, and then just have seen just a small amount just to see and get some exposure on this concept that we came up with, the interoperability in networks. So Ethereum, Binance, Smart Chain, potentially Polkadot, Cardano. Just show you the market cap first. It's only $14 million. So it's a gem. It's a small cap gem. Has a lot of room to grow. Just show you their website looks like this. So DxSALE.network. You can just scroll through it and have a look. They're featured partners, Polygon, Zilliqa, with CryptoSlate, Cointelegraph. So these Zilliqa I'm invested in and Polygon I'm invested in. They're both good layers and super fast. Zilliqa uses sharding, super fast transactions. Polygon increases the speed of the Ethereum network. So these are the exchanges that are available on is Uniswap, PancakeSwap, HOTBIT, and Bilaxi. I'm on HOTBIT. I signed up for an account to see what that exchange is all about. Not the most user-friendly, but I will show you in a second. If you want to have a look at their vision, it's basically trying to create a truly decentralized, with no human intervention, ecosystem. It's really all about the ICO, so initial coin offerings, how to make that so that humans don't need to be intervened in it, and it can all be automated through launch pads. So you've got a launch pad, you've got locking up for staking, you can swap it, you can farm it, so you can earn yield on it. What's great about it as well is that if you can just stake your DX, you'll get a good percentage API. Good thing is they're also offering a lot of burning, and they will be doing that, and they've already done that, and that's basically pushing the price up. And I think that's part of the reason why recently we've seen a beautiful spike in the price. So this run up here, really it's about getting people the opportunity to invest into crypto. So the ICO market was a huge thing in 2017. It has been also this year. And then you look at it, getting in on it, sometimes it's usually done only through backdoor entries and centralized networks, but in this case they're trying to open up to everybody. The total supply, here we go, current circulating supply is 13 million. So once they burn 7 million, that's going to half the amount of tokens available, and therefore it will increase the price. Will it double in price? Well, we have witnessed that, so we might be looking at that the market preempting that. Where are we? We're in July, so the burn will happen in August, which will then justify this increase in price. So it may come back, let's say at its low of 25 cents, it may come back to about 50 cents, and that will correspond also in a previous top in the market. And I like to look for a correction to pull back usually to the previous top and then look at buying in. So what I'm suggesting here is if the market pulls back, which it potentially will, to 50% of a correction at 50 cents, then it's a really good buy to get in on this small cap gem. Looking to reimagine the $131 billion venture capital ecosystem through the use of blockchain. The ICO phase of 2017 gave birth to a new opportunity, allowing everyone, regardless of position in society, geographical location, to become angel investors of entrepreneurs. This is really important for the cryptocurrency ecosystem, where people want to get involved, but generally it's only the guys with the big money or that have the contacts within projects that will give them access to them. So it is revolutionary. At DxSALE, we're looking to adopt the philosophies of ICOs: permissionless, no KYC, decentralized. Now let's have a look at that, because at the moment, if you want to buy Bitcoin, you need to usually go on an exchange that has KYC. So everybody can essentially be tracked at some point, which doesn't make it very decentralized, even though the network is an open source decentralized network. Ultimately, they draw you back into a centralized system by the KYC. That means all launch pads that require KYC are centralized. Now, that's not what people want when it comes to a decentralized system. So they want to build a new standard called DCVCF, Decentralized Crypto Venture Capital Funding, a way that people can get involved through the DAO, which builds in governance and interactable with the platform, so that they can get the job done, you can get the investment, and it's not particular to how much money you have to lock up or to exchange for tokens. The last thing, the goal of DxSALE is to create a new, better standard that will minimize bad and scam projects and help evolve the reputation of the maturity of the cryptocurrency industry. This is massive. So back in the days in 2017, there was a lot of ICO launches that came and popped up, just grabbed the money and basically didn't do anything with it, potentially just scammed it and took it from people. So a lot of people were scammed in that particular bull run. There was a huge amount of hype. So what they want to do is obviously filter through those scam projects. And it sounds like a really good project. It's really worth looking at if you're an investor of small cap projects. There's a lot of room for it to grow, considering that it's a $131 billion area, which is the ICO phase. That gives, considering it's $14 million market cap at the moment, what do you think it's worth if it can even capture 10% of that, which would be $13 billion? So there's 100,000x even on a project like this once it eventuates. So, consider what your options are, and if you've got a little bit of money to play with, don't want to risk too much with these projects. Some people have more capital to play with, so they might, their 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000 might be small change to them. But if you do what I did, I didn't know too much about it, but I had an idea and the concept sounded good. So just exposing a little bit gives you that experience to then decide, okay, is this project worth looking at? So then it becomes more of a study. You're studying this project, you're watching the charts, you're looking at the fundamentals, and then when you feel like it looks good and it starts to move, you might want to then get invested into it. So all I'm saying is put it on the watch board, start looking at it, once a week or so. Read up and follow up on the Telegram group and just see if it's the sort of thing you want to be invested in. These are one of many ideas that I've worked with. Another ICO project that I gave out months ago was the merchant token. I showed people how to do that through my referral. Anyone that got in on it was around 70 cents US. It's closed its ICO stage at $3.20. So you do the maths on that. There's many possibilities out there. It's just about being exposed to them. 400% return on any investment is a good return. Even if you put 1,000, you might have put more. And if so, you're exposing yourself to these sorts of gains. Quarter 3 and 4 of 221, DX Swap Alpha, and DX NFTs, and then the farming, of course. NFTs, big market to watch. A lot of value being created while the market's been crashing. These guys have been making some good coin on the NFT values. If you want to buy it, like I said, HOTBIT is what I recommend. Uniswap has high fees, so I wouldn't really recommend going there. But let's just check out. So I did an experiment, okay? I put 0.1 of an Ethereum down, transferred that across, and then I went over to here. So I put 0.1. I've already sold off some, and it's already at 0.129. So I've doubled my money. I've still got 300 sales left in this account, exchange. And you can see, so the value would have been about 275 when I first transferred it in, or 245 thereabouts. The price of Ethereum, if we go over here at the time in April, so if you have a look at the date, that was in the previous page, but it was the 11th of April. So we go here to the 11th of April. This is how you do it. You need to check, you need to see how much your Ethereum was worth at the time. So we go here to the 11th. Look at the date at the bottom. Hopefully you can all see that. I'll just try to zoom in. 11th is here. So around 2,800 Aussie dollars. And at the moment today, it's traveling at 2,600. So it's only a $200 difference. But the fact that I'm already at 0.12 rather than just 0.1, you can see I'm already in profit. Plus I have, I've got a total of 300 available. Now let's go have a look at trading that. And to do that, you've got to find your token, and we're going to click on sale versus Ethereum. And it should open up your chart. Boom. So where did we get in? We got in April here somewhere. All right. So we got in on a technical level. It pulled back 50%, and so it looked like it was ready to take off. But we got tricked. The market changes direction for a little while. So we got in here around the point 0.00015. It went down, so while it got down, we just ignored it, and you can see that it went down by a 3x. Anyone that would have bought in and had faith in the project would have really capitalized now moving in on it. So this is a small cap gem, high risk, but also high return. And then you can see it just climbed up, and once it broke out from a previous top, which was about here, it retested it, and then took off again, retested previous top, and just flew. Now, I don't recommend buying in at such a high parabolic uptrend. I'd always look for a pullback. And so when I look for a pullback, I'm talking about 0.003. To sign up, I will leave a referral code, and potentially you'll have access to all these other tokens along the side. There's some good ones here that aren't available on many other exchanges. So you can definitely put some Ethereum on and trade from there. But what we do, we have a look down here. So I've got some already orders in place. So saying that if sale reaches 0.0006 to sell 100 sale, and that will give me a return. It shows me a return of 0.06 Ethereum. I've also then got it at 1/10 of a cent to sell another 100, and it'll give me 0.1 of Ethereum, which again is my initial capital. So if you look, what I've done is I've put in these automatic sell orders, which I've already done and been executed. So I already had one at 0.0005, 0.0004, and the first one was at 0.0003, which made me double my money, and then double and a half, and then triple, and so on. So, or whatever that is, but it's only a fraction. I'm only selling 100 at a time. So the overall average will probably work out to, maybe 300-400% overall on that 0.1 Ethereum. So it was a good experiment to see if interoperability was going to take off. We did see a lot of sideways action in the market, which got a little bit boring, but ultimately we got rewarded for our patience. So that's what I'm looking at the moment in the whole market. You know, the market itself might be doing sideways, but you will be rewarded potentially if it when it takes off again. Even if it pulls back a bit more, you get more of an opportunity to buy at a cheaper price. Well, that's a good thing. It's not such a bad thing. So don't panic. And I guess at the end of the day, we could see a stock market crash. And if that happens, then we'll see Bitcoin go down. But what do we know about the crypto markets? Is they tend to bounce back quicker than most markets. So all I'm suggesting is maybe get an account, put a buy order in at around 0.003. So if the market retraces, your order will sit in the buying side and on the spread, and that's what we call the market open order book. So as that price gets reduced, there'll be people selling and then people buying, but these are all pre-ordered orders. So you just go down the bottom, you'll type in, this is a limit order, you want to buy, you want to choose the price, so you would then go at 0.003, I want to buy how many sales. Let's talk about 100 sales. Okay, that'll tell me how much the price is, which is $56 in value, and I just hit buy, and then it will set up a buy order here. So it'll be in green. If I want to sell it there, the volume of how many sales will be 100. I'll hit sell. It'll tell me that's the price you want to sell it at and how many. Yep, hit confirm. And boom, it should see it down here. Here we go. So I have a sell order around the 0.006 and then the 1/10 of a cent and then a 20% of a cent. So that's how you do it. It's pretty straightforward. If you change your mind and you realize I want to hold on to this thing, I will, let's say, get rid of that one there and hit cancel, and it's gone and it confirmed. So therefore you should see a balance of 100 that has not been put in any locked up orders. I've got 100 that nothing, it's just available, so it's not being locked up. Here I've got 200 locked up in orders. So I just have to click cancel and those orders are gone, and that 200 will then transfer over to the available. So it's good to see transparency on how they're managing your account and what you're doing with it. The estimated value, $270 US. I can deposit more of those in, or I can deposit more Ethereum. So when you're looking at investing in small caps, you really are exposing yourself to a higher risk, but like I said, the returns are a lot higher, and so that's why you do look for a good project that has a unique idea or a good theory that will pan itself out. The good news about this HOTBIT is that you're actually earning an APY on your Ethereum. So this is the icing on the cake today. If you want to earn money of between 3 and 10% on your Ethereum, all you have to do is transfer Ethereum across, and that's the percentage you'll be earning, which is brilliant. So you really, instead of just sitting it in a cold storage, you can be putting it to work and earn interest. This is more money than you'll earn on any bank at the moment. So this is another reason why I will put my referral code so you get access to this APR. Basically, it's the return you get, your interest on your Ethereum. So they'll send you an email once a week to tell you how much you've earned on that percentage, on that amount of Ethereum. So right now, while it's in Ethereum, I'm earning some good rewards. So highly recommend looking at that. These are just the small little things you can do on the side on top of your bigger investments just to play around. So what I'll be doing is I'll be bringing in some Ethereum and putting in an order to buy more of this token now that I've seen that there is potential movement in this theory to buy more at 50 cents. And if it does hit that price, we will be looking at holding it a bit long term for about maybe 6 months to a year while the bull market goes ballistic, and then maybe cash in back into Ethereum. But if Ethereum starts to explode, then you can see big corrections on these smaller, more volatile, small cap gems. So that's when I'll be selling out and putting it back into Ethereum. So there you go. There you have it, guys. Just a small little idea to keep an eye out on certain projects like this, and then learn to earn interest on your cryptos rather than just putting them into cold storage. Hope that helps some of you guys. Remember, you can reach me on my email, which I'll put in the description, for any consultations like this. I've got some good strategies how you can earn some good reward on some of your cryptos. So reach out to me. Consults, they will be charged at a rate, and I will email you back once you tell me what you're wanting to do, what your vision is and what your goals are. I can then work with you on your level and get into more specific details. Here we just keep it light, keep it general, and hopefully give you guys a bit of insights on what potential ideas are going on out there. Anyway, take care, happy investing. I'll see you all in the next video.